Okay, so for today's class, we are going to be devoting the entire period to introducing our first project of the year, which is going to come entirely from this book here. You can see this is 1000 Design Classics. Okay, so let's open the book up. So here are the different categories, which we don't really need to pay attention to at the moment. I will read this first paragraph here so you can get a little bit of an idea of what we'll be doing. Okay, so it says, over the centuries, there have been numerous design revolutions in terms of form, production, distribution, materials, and technology. Billions of products have been created, many of which are widely celebrated, while others have been discontinued or even forgotten. In this book, 1000 Design Classics, we have curated a wide selection of the most timeless, innovative, influential, pivotal, and, above all, beautiful objects in history. Okay. So it is a beautifully designed book here. Very simple. Classic itself. You can see that each page has two of the objects, and it gives a brief description or history of the item with a picture. You can see the shears or the scissors here. So there are so many wonderful things to look at in this book. Okay. But we are only going to select a few for our first project here. Okay. Now I have chosen a selection of these items for you all to choose from, and you're going to do a little more research on the object, and you will present it to the class. Okay. So I would like for each of you to choose something different. So I decided to just start at the beginning because we will be using this book later on in the year. Okay. So right now I am going to introduce to you the items that I have chosen for you to make your selection from. I will tell you just a bit about the object, and after I present each of the items, we'll go through and you can make your selections. Okay? Alright, so let's have a closer look at all of the items. Okay, so we're going to begin here with this teapot. This is called the Rare teapot. This is from the 1700s. However, the designer is unknown. Okay, so you can see the design here. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about this teapot. It says it is not necessary to have visited Japan to be familiar with the rare teapot. The ubiquitous presence of the teapot throughout the country has elevated this purposeful design into an international standard. Made from cast iron, rare, which means hail in Japanese, takes its name from the traditional hobnail design on the top of the pot's black body. You see here. And on the outer edges of its lid. Arare's rise to prominence has its roots in 18th century Japan, when the literati adopted the sencha tea ceremony method as a symbolic revolt against the more gilded chinoya ceremony favored by the ruling classes. As the sencha method encouraged more people to partake in the pleasure of the tea ceremony, a market opened up for a less expensive teapot. The Rare is an adaptation of earlier teapot designs that arose during this period, and it emerged in its contemporary form in 1914. So that's where I will stop, and we will wait to hear some more interesting information in one of your reports. Alright, so let's we're going to save that one there. We'll move on to our second item. This is the sack back Windsor chair from the 1730s. The designer is also unknown. You can see the beautiful design here. Does it look familiar to you? So it says early versions of Windsor-like chairs date back to the Gothic period, but the true development of the Windsor began during the 1700s. Initially conceived in Britain as a rural chair, supposedly by wheelwrights, the Windsor was used in farms, taverns, and gardens. The chair's name may have derived from the fact that early on, many makers originated in Windsor, England, peddling their chairs from farm wagons. Okay, so that is the sack back Windsor chair. We're going to save this one as well. On to our third item. This is traditional white china from 1796 by Josiah Wedgwood and Sons. Okay. So the initial development of bone china, a form of porcelain made from china clay, feldspathic rock, flint, and calcined animal bone, is attributed to Josiah Spode. Adding bone to the compound was found to give the ceramic body both its strength and durability, and contributed to the translucency of the material, creating an ivory white appearance. Okay. So let's straight line there. Save this one. Okay. So that is item number 3. Fourth item that we have here. This is a galvanized metal dustbin, and this is from 1830. The designer is unknown. Okay, so the design here. So the origins of the galvanized metal dustbin have faded in the memory of long-standing manufacturers such as Garrett's of Barking in East London. The company, now closed, has been or had been manufacturing dustbins for more than 200 years and was the oldest dustbin manufacturer in the country. In the 1700s, rubbish was previously stored indoors, was moved to external containers, and the need arose for a vessel that could withstand weathering. Okay. So we'll mark this one off. Let's see what's next. Okay. So we have 2 to look at on this page here. Our first item is the pocket measuring tape. And this is from 1842, and it is by James Chesterman. Okay, so when it comes to measuring devices, precision is crucial, but practicality and manageability are qualities that help great innovations become classics. In 1821, James Chesterman was awarded a patent for inventing a rewinding measuring tape using a spring mechanism. Okay, so we will wait to hear more about this one in someone's presentation. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's have a look down below here. Okay, so right here we have the safety pin. Okay, this is from 1849 by Walter Hunt. Okay. So sometimes a design is so commonplace that it seems as if it has always been in existence. Such is the case with the safety pin, the popular household helpmate designed by New Yorker Walter Hunt. Hunt, it seems, was frustrated by the flimsiness and pernicious pricking of straight pins. Working with a 20-centimeter piece of brass wire, he conceived a simple solution by fashioning a coil at one end to provide a spring action and a simple catch at the other end. Okay. Let's save this one here. Our next item here, scissors. Okay. Scissors are from the 1850s, and the designer is unknown. Okay, so scissors have most probably existed since the 14th century BC in the form of shears, and since the 1st century AD as scissors. So, unsurprisingly, variations in scissor design are nearly endless. From the points to the sharpness, thickness, curvature, length and width of the blades, to the shanks, straight, cranked, or offset. And the bows. There are scissors for every possible function. Okay. It's another one that we will be hearing more about in one of your presentations. Alright, let's move on. Move on to our next item. Okay, so our next item is here, and it is the folding ruler. Okay, this comes from the 1860s. The designer is unknown. Okay, you can see the design here. Okay, so it is unclear when the folding ruler was invented, but there are examples from the mid-19th century intended to be convenient to carry. They were made in various lengths, ranging from 43 centimeters for the shirt pocket to 268 centimeters, meant to be for a toolbox. Okay, so that is our next item. Okay. See. The next selection here. Okay, so our next selection here is the Yale cylinder lock. And this is from 1861, and it's from Linus Yale Jr. Okay. So Linus Yale Jr. was the son of a locksmith and invented locks whose basic principles are still in use. Yale created his first lock in 1851 and named it, with all the flair of a circus ringmaster, the Yale Magic Infallible Bank Lock. The lock avoided the use of springs and other components that had a tendency to fail. Okay. So let's go. Okay, moving on. And now we are coming down here to the warebashi chopsticks. These are from the 1870s. The designer is unknown. Okay, so Japan's rich cultural lifestyle. So Japan's rich cultural life lays claim to a roll call of iconic architectural, fashion, and industrial design achievements, but none are as pervasive as the humble, disposable waribashi chopstick, meaning breakable, a reference to the snapping action needed to separate the two wooden sticks before use. They are a fixture of daily life and are the most widely used chopsticks in Japan and much of the world. Okay. There we go. So our next item is just on the other side here. Okay, so this is our next item. This is called the cod bottle. Okay, this is from 1872 from Hiram Cod. Okay, so in 1872, the British engineer and soft drinks manufacturer Hiram Cod was granted the patent for an innovative bottling technique that prevented carbonated drinks from going flat. It consists of a glass ball inside of a thick glass bottle, and once filled, the pressure from the carbon dioxide in the liquid forces the ball against a rubber seal in the neck. Okay, so the cod bottle is our next item. Okay, there we go. So many interesting things in this book. I wish we could go through all of them, but we'll have to be patient. And we will definitely get to see all of these things eventually. Okay, so our next is here. So this here says the Acme Thunderer. This is from 1884 by Joseph Hudson. So this is a mark of a perfectly designed object is its ability to withstand the test of time and to remain essentially unchanged during that period. Such an accolade goes to the Acme Thunderer. Since its invention in 1884, this piece of metal has fulfilled its function as a referee's whistle so well that it is now the world's biggest selling whistle, heard in more than 137 countries. Okay. There we go. And here we have the drinking straw. Okay. So the drinking straw is from 1888. It is by Marvin Stone. Okay, so certain products have worked their way into the fabric of our culture and become so commonplace they are taken for granted. The drinking straw is one of them. Marvin Stone, who made paper cigarette holders, created the first paper drinking straw. While drinking a mint julep after work, he became frustrated with the traditional natural ryegrass straw. They regularly broke and often left a nasty sediment at the bottom of the drink. Okay. There we are. Okay. Okay, so our next item is the paper clip. So the paper clip is from 1899. Okay. The paper clip is one of those low-tech inventions that support the cliche that the simplest ideas are often the best. Today's paperclip has been honed to the optimum dimensions. A steel wire 9.85 centimeters in length and 0.08 centimeters in diameter. Provides just the right tension of firmness and give. It is the work of Johan Valor, a Norwegian inventor who developed the clip in 1899. Gem Manufacturing of England designed the double oval shaped clip that we recognize today. It has one extra corner from Valor's original, giving the paper added protection from scratches by the metal. Okay. Okay, so there we are. See, this may be our last selection for this project. Okay, here we have the honey swivel stick. Okay, this is from the 1900s and the designer is unknown. An elegant and efficient design that comprises a deeply incised wooden globe that gathers honey. Attached to a thin shaft, the honey swivel stick has tested the skills of wood turners since the 19th century. The origins of its design are difficult to establish, but it remains a staple among kitchen utensils. Sometimes round, sometimes elliptical, sometimes egg-shaped. The honey stick is generally made of a fine-grained wood. It can also be found as more expensive versions in silver, porcelain, or other materials, which are more easily cleaned and more durable. Why the honey stick has endured with only minimal stylistic changes is a mystery, as its efficacy in relationship to the simple spoon is debatable. Unlike the spoon, the honey swivel stick is only useful with runny honey, not the buttery or crystallized variations. Okay. Okay, there we are. So that is our last item. Okay. I'm going to flip back through each item, and I'd like you to raise your hand if you would like to choose the item, okay? Let's start at the beginning. Alright, here is our first item. Okay, so we're back to the rare teapot. So do we have anyone interested in researching the teapot? Okay. And then we come over here to the sack-back Windsor chair. So please raise your hand if you're interested in doing your report on the sack-back Windsor chair. Okay. That's good. Alright, over to the traditional white china. Okay. And here we have again the galvanized metal dustbin. Okay. And here we come to the pocket measuring tape. Anyone interested in this one? Okay. And down below here, the safety pin. Do we have any takers for the safety pin? Okay. And over to the scissors. Here, is anyone interested? interested in reporting on the scissors? Okay. Let's see what's next here. Okay, back to the folding ruler. Is anyone interested in researching more about the folding ruler? Okay. Okay, now we have the Yale cylinder lock. Anyone like to do their report on this item here? Okay. Come over here to the Waribashi chopsticks. Does anyone want to choose this item? Okay. Coming over here to the cod bottle. Alright. See nothing on this page. Okay, here we have our whistle, the Acme Thunderer. Who would like to choose this item? Okay. Let's see what's next. Okay, here we have the drinking straw. Is there anyone interested in researching the drinking straw? Okay. Alright, now we're on to the paper clip. Would anyone like to choose the paper clip? Okay. And finally the honey swivel stick. Last but not least, that will go to you. Okay. Alright. So that's great. We have all of our items assigned to someone, and I'm very excited to hear more about what you each learn about all of these objects. Okay. It will be very interesting for all of us to hear all about all of these items, and I will be very excited to move on to the next set of items with you all. Alright, well, if you have any questions